It was supposed to be just another quiet Saturday morning. I was sipping coffee on my porch, enjoying the view of my yard, when I noticed two police cruisers slowly pulling up to my driveway. Now, I'm not someone who usually has run-ins with the police, so seeing them show up unannounced was more than a little concerning. They stepped out, looked at their notes, and one officer asked, "Sir, are you the homeowner here?" "Yes, I am," I replied. "What's this about?" Before they could answer, I spotted the real reason behind their visit. Karen. Karen was the self-proclaimed queen of our HOA. She had a knack for policing everyone's property except her own. If a lawn wasn't mowed by noon on Saturday, she reported it. If a car was parked an inch past the curb, she called it in. And if someone dared to put up Christmas lights that weren't HOA approved, she practically treated it as a federal crime. And today, apparently, she had decided my house was her target. The officer cleared his throat. "We got a call from the HOA president. She claims you're in violation of community codes and that you've been refusing to cooperate." I almost laughed. "You mean Karen?" The officer glanced back at his notes, then awkwardly nodded. Karen, of course, came marching down the sidewalk right then, arms folded, lips pursed like she was leading the parade. "That's him," she snapped. "He's breaking HOA law. I told you he's a problem." The officers looked uncomfortable. HOA law? That's not exactly the same thing as actual law enforcement. But before I could even respond, the front door opened behind me. Out stepped my wife. Now here's the thing Karen didn't know. My wife isn't just anybody. She's active duty military, and that morning she happened to still be in uniform after finishing a night shift. The second the officers saw her, they froze. Their entire demeanor shifted from skeptical authority to immediate respect. "Ma'am," one of them said, straightening his posture. "Good morning." Karen, oblivious as ever, scoffed. "Don't be fooled by the costume. He's still violating the rules. You need to fine him or arrest him." My wife calmly walked forward, her boots clicking against the porch steps. She looked the officers in the eyes, then turned to Karen. "Let me explain something to you," she said firmly. "You have no jurisdiction here. HOA rules are not the law. Calling the police for something this petty is not only a waste of resources, it's harassment." The officers nodded immediately. "She's right," one said. "We're here for actual emergencies, not HOA complaints." Karen's face turned red. But she doesn't get to decide that. I'm the president." The officer cut her off. "Ma'am, the only laws we enforce are state and federal. If you keep misusing 911 for personal disputes, you could be facing charges." I wish I could describe the look on Karen's face. Her jaw literally dropped. For once, she had no comeback. My wife added, "Next time you think about harassing my family, remember this moment. You don't scare us. And if you call again for nonsense, you'll be the one answering questions." The officers politely tipped their heads to my wife, gave me a reassuring nod, and got back in their cars. Karen stood frozen on the sidewalk, completely humiliated. No threats, no fines, no smug grin this time, just silence. After that day, things changed. Karen still strutted around the neighborhood, but she never called the cops on us again. She never sent another letter about supposed violations. And whenever she saw my wife outside in uniform, she'd suddenly find somewhere else to be. It turns out sometimes the best way to handle an HOA Karen isn't yelling back. It's letting them dig their own hole until the truth drops right on their head. Because at the end of the day, no matter how loud Karen screamed about rules, nothing could compete with the law and the respect that comes with the uniform.